Welcome to this comprehensive guide on incident management process improvement. In today's fast-paced technology environment, the ability to respond quickly and effectively to incidents is crucial. This series focuses on continuous optimization, which means using data and feedback to consistently enhance your incident response capabilities. Throughout this video, we'll explore how to measure performance, gather insights from your team, implement meaningful changes, and validate that improvements actually work. The goal is to transform your incident management process into a well-oiled machine that delivers faster resolutions, higher reliability, and greater team confidence. Let's start with the fundamentals. Why should you invest time and effort into improving your incident management process? First, faster response times directly reduce the impact of incidents. When your team can detect and respond to problems more quickly, service downtime decreases significantly, which means fewer frustrated users and customers. Second, better outcomes naturally follow. When you continuously improve, you reduce the number of repeated incidents, which saves everyone time and reduces stress on your team. Third, improved service-level agreement compliance means you're meeting your commitments to customers and stakeholders. Finally, enhanced team confidence matters tremendously. When processes are smooth and effective, your team feels empowered, motivated, and more engaged in their work. Process improvement rests on four foundational pillars. Data analysis is the first pillar. You must track metrics, identify patterns, and understand what's working and what isn't. This means collecting information about response times, resolution times, escalations, and other key performance indicators. The second pillar is feedback integration. Listen to your team members who handle incidents daily. They have valuable insights about bottlenecks and challenges that pure data might miss. Hear from customers and stakeholders about their experience during incidents. The third pillar is continuous iteration. Don't expect to solve everything at once. Implement changes systematically, measure the results, learn what worked, and adjust accordingly. Small, consistent improvements compound over time into significant transformation. The fourth pillar is goal alignment. Ensure that your improvement efforts support your organization's broader objectives. Your incident management improvements should contribute to overall business success. Effective process improvement follows a structured four-step cycle. Step 1 is measure. Collect comprehensive data about your incident management performance. Track detection times, response times, resolution times, escalation patterns, and quality metrics. Gather this data consistently over time so you can identify trends. Step 2 is evaluate. Analyze the data you've collected. Seek patterns and anomalies. Conduct reviews with your team to understand why certain incidents took longer or why some escalated. This is where feedback becomes essential. Step 3 is implement. Based on your analysis and team feedback, identify specific improvements. This might mean updating procedures, deploying automation, enhancing training, or improving communication protocols. Roll out these changes in a controlled manner. Step 4 is validate. Monitor the impact of your changes. Did response times improve? Are fewer incidents being repeated? Is team satisfaction increasing? Use this validation phase to confirm that your improvements are working as intended. Then, the cycle repeats, continuously driving progress. To improve your process, you must measure the right things. Response time metrics include mean time to detect, which measures how quickly your monitoring systems and team identify problems. Mean time to respond shows how fast your team mobilizes once an incident is detected. Time to resolution captures how long it takes from start to finish. Quality metrics are equally important. Track your incident recurrence rate to see if you're actually fixing root causes or just addressing symptoms. Monitor root cause accuracy to ensure your team is identifying the real problems. Watch escalation frequency because excessive escalations indicate process gaps or skill gaps. Team performance metrics include handoff effectiveness because poor handoffs between teams delay resolution. Communication clarity matters because miscommunication extends incidents. And measure team satisfaction scores because unhappy teams make mistakes. Finally, user impact metrics show mean time to recovery from the user's perspective. Track uptime percentage to see service reliability. Customer satisfaction scores reveal how users perceive your incident response, and SLA compliance rate tells you if you're meeting commitments. Data alone isn't sufficient. You must actively gather human insights. Post-incident reviews are your most valuable tool. After each significant incident, conduct a blameless debrief where your team discusses what happened, why it happened, and what can be improved. These conversations surface practical improvements that metrics alone might miss. Use surveys and polls to gather structured feedback from your team. Ask specific questions about process clarity, tool effectiveness, and stress levels. Conduct trend analysis by reviewing multiple incidents over time. You'll start seeing patterns. For example, you might discover that most escalations happen during a particular time of day, or that certain types of problems always take longer to resolve. Listen to stakeholder input from customers and support teams. They experience incidents differently than operations staff, and their perspective is invaluable. Combine all these feedback sources with your data analysis to create a complete picture of where improvements are needed. Translating insights into action requires a strategic approach. Process changes might include streamlining escalation procedures so decisions happen faster, automating routine tasks that consume time, or improving handoff clarity between teams so information flows smoothly. Training and development improvements could involve upskilling team members with advanced troubleshooting techniques, sharing best practices from your highest performing team members, and conducting regular workshops to keep skills sharp. Tooling and automation enhancements mean evaluating your alerting systems to ensure you detect problems quickly, deploying automation scripts to handle repetitive recovery steps, and integrating monitoring tools so data flows seamlessly between systems. Communication channel improvements include establishing clear protocols so everyone knows what to do during an incident, creating status dashboards so everyone has the same information, and defining escalation paths so decisions happen with appropriate authority. Remember, implementation should be phased. Don't attempt everything simultaneously. Start with high-impact changes that your team identifies as most critical. After implementing improvements, the work isn't finished. You must actively monitor whether changes are delivering results. Track progress against your baseline metrics. If you started with an average resolution time of 4 hours and implemented improvements, measure whether it's now 3 hours or 3.5 hours. Alert on anomalies so you catch regressions quickly. If resolution time starts creeping back up, investigate why. Adjust tactics based on validation results. If a change didn't produce the expected benefit, modify your approach. This isn't failure, it's the nature of continuous improvement. Report findings to stakeholders and leadership regularly. Share what's working, what isn't, and what you're doing next. This builds confidence in your improvement efforts and keeps everyone aligned on priorities. Remember, improvement is iterative. Some changes will have immediate impact, while others take time to show results. As we conclude this exploration of incident management process improvement, remember 3 essential principles. First, continuous improvement requires data. Use metrics and analytics to guide your decisions rather than relying on intuition alone. Let data validate whether your changes are actually working. Second, listen to your team and stakeholders. They provide insights that data cannot capture. Engage them in identifying problems and designing solutions. Third, iterate systematically and measure results. Don't attempt radical changes overnight. Implement improvements incrementally, measure their effectiveness, and build on what works. Process improvement is fundamentally a journey, not a destination. You won't reach a perfect state and stop. Instead, you'll establish a culture of continuous learning and refinement where your incident management process evolves and strengthens over time. Start applying these principles today, and you'll see measurable improvements in your incident response capabilities.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.